Okay.
Nope.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do to make our baked oatmeal cups is I'm going to spritz each of these, and my spritzing part isn't doing very well. So I'm just going to spray some oil on each of them and use my brush and spread it around. That way, even though this is nonstick, that does help things come out a little easier when you're trying to get them out. So I'm going to use our silicone basting brush to spread the oil around. And then we're going to mix up, and I'm hoping I've kind of gotten a lot of things laid out ahead of time so it won't take so long. The oven just told me it's ready. So I'm going to use our batter bowl, which is something I use all the time. And what we're going to start with is 2 cups of oatmeal. I'm just going to dump that in our Easy Read measuring cup. And then a 1/2 cup of sweetened flaked coconut. And then we need a tablespoon of brown sugar. So I keep my brown sugar in this little Rubbermaid container. And I'm going to use the adjustable measuring spoon, set it a tablespoon, just push it down in, dump it, and then we're done with that. And I have this lovely brown sugar keeper in here that keeps my brown sugar really nice and moist. And then we also need baking powder. And for that, we need a teaspoon. So I'm going to use the small teaspoon. And so the beginning of this is we're just going to mix all this together. And I always like to get my ingredients out of the way so I don't forget I use them. I'm going to use the mixing scraper and just mix these ingredients together. Now what's going to hold this whole thing together, and it's not going to really be high fat, is bananas. So I have 3 ripe bananas over here. First we're going to mix this together. Just kind of incorporate everything together and get that brown sugar in there. Alrighty, and now I'm going to move you over here. I have our stainless steel mixing bowl, and this recipe calls for you to use the mix and masher, which is one of my favorite tools, but I want to show you something new. This is new as of this fall. This is a potato masher. And these are this is made out of stainless steel, but the cool thing about it is to store it, it stores flat.
Oh.
Store this in your drawer. It doesn't take up a lot of room. You just push it, goes this way. We mashed potatoes with it the other day. It works really great. I'm gonna try it with bananas. I have no idea how it will work, but we'll try it. So I've got we need 3 bananas. And that's going to be the moisture for this recipe. And my usual rule is that I always try a recipe before I do it, but I didn't try this one. So this is going to be an experiment. And I already told my husband we're having breakfast for dinner tonight. So I have these 3 bananas, and I'm just going to mash with this. Works pretty good. They're all mashed up. Looks great in a bowl this big. So you can kind of see. You don't have this. I just wanted to try it and use it. If you don't have this, the mix and masher always works great. Just mash it. I use this for avocados or you can also use it for potatoes. They both work well. Both can go in the dishwasher. And we've just got our bananas all mixed up here. So I'm going to move them over and move you back. And I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So I already melted them in the 1 cup prep bowl. I'm going to add that. And then we also need a tablespoon. Oh, 2 tablespoons of honey. So I'm going to tell you a little trick, which I didn't just follow, but I just have to find my tablespoon. Just missing. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, So if you're gonna measure honey in a spoon, it's probably really helpful if you have something like an oil that you can put in the spoon first, like this butter, and just kind of roll it around. And then the honey will fall right out. So I'm just gonna put a tablespoon of honey in here, dump it in, and we need 2 of them. And see how it falls right out of there? Because the oil keeps it from sticking. There we go. So now, we also need 2 tablespoons of water, and I have that ready here. So I'm just gonna dip in here, 1, 2, I think I didn't quite get a full one there. And then all our bananas are gonna go right in. And all we're gonna do is stir this with our mixing scraper. And I love how it gets everything off the side of the bowl. It's gonna stir it all together. You guys can see. And our mix-ins, you have the option of using fresh blueberries, chocolate chips, or dried cranberries or raisins. I decided to make it cranberries today because I had just a quarter cup left, which is all I need. So I have these already in our measuring cup. We're gonna add a quarter cup of dried cranberries, which makes it look pretty. And that is, once it's all mixed together, we're gonna put it right into the brownie pan. So we're gonna use the large scoop, and I'm gonna bring you guys over here. See? All right. And we're gonna transfer a full scoop. And the large scoop is perfect for the brownie pan. So if you were gonna make brownies and you wanted to use a scoop, you could just use a large scoop. Try not to get more than a large scoop here. Just put 1 large scoop. Some have more cranberries than others. Whoops, kind of just fell right in. Makes really, I love using the medium scoop for cookies. It makes getting cookies on the cookie sheet really fast. I might have overdid it on a couple of these, but we'll see here. I think this one got a little bit more than it should, and so did this one. And then you just use the back of the scoop to kind of press it down. It does have baking soda powder in it, so it's going to puff up. And give a little more to that one. I also think I'm going to use my little skinny scraper because I love using that. Little mini skinny. Just going to push them all down so they fill the cups. And there's so many different things you can do in the brownie pan. Usually when you make anything in the brownie pan though, that's like a baked item, I suggest that you cool it in the pan for 5 minutes and then get it out. If you do longer than that, then you're digging them out usually, especially with brownies. So we've got 12 cups of our mixture. And I'm just gonna put this in the oven. That's as easy as it is. Well, let me see. But first, I have to sprinkle a little bit, nice to follow the recipe, a little bit of brown sugar and cinnamon that I mixed together ahead of time. It's just like a tablespoon. And we're just gonna sprinkle a little of that on each cup. Kind of add the cinnamony flavor. We're gonna use some cinnamon in the apples for the ones that we're gonna use for the boat crust too. So just kind of sprinkling each one kind of adds extra flavor. There we go. You guys are still my only persons today, so thanks for being on. Okay, all we're gonna do now is just stick this in the oven and set the timer for about 22 minutes. And when it comes out, we'll do all the rest of the things that go with that. Okay. Okay, so the other recipe I'm going to do is absolutely, if you've got these cast iron skillets, it's one of my favorite recipes in the cast iron skillet. It is called a Dutch baby, and I don't know why they call it that, but it's like a giant pancake that you bake in the oven at 425, and then when it comes out, you just put fresh fruit on it with cream, and it's really delicious. So again, we're gonna use, I have 2 batter bowls. Woo-hoo. So we're gonna use another batter bowl. In this batter bowl, I have a tablespoon of sugar and 1/8 of a tablespoon of salt. And I need 1/2 cup of milk. So I'm gonna dump this water out that I had. And with my Easy Read measuring cup, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of milk. You guys ever go to a restaurant and have those like those apple pancakes that kind of puff up? It's similar to that. Okay, so we have 1/2 cup of milk. We're gonna add 3 eggs. So it is kind of a pancake, but different. Really pretty to serve, and it's delicious hot out of the oven. I didn't even know if I'd like it, but it's so good I feel like making it all the time now. So, all right, so we have 3 eggs, and we also need 1/8 a teaspoon of vanilla. So we're gonna use our adjustable measuring spoon here, add a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to whisk this all together with our whisk, and then we're gonna add the flour. And you only use 1/2 cup of flour for this. So it's mostly eggs. So I'm just using our stainless steel whisk, mixing everything together, and it smells good because of the vanilla. You won't be able to put this in the oven right away, so we'll make all the rest of the things that have to go with our. We'll get this whisk together, and now we're going to add the flour. Just whisk that in, and that will make it into a kind of a batter. And every time I do this, I get flour all over the countertop.
Messy cook's a good cook.
What? What'd you say?
Messy cook's a good cook.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Then I'm messy all the time. I should say I'm really tired because about a week ago, we noticed, this has nothing to do with cooking, but about a week ago, we noticed, or I noticed, that a piece of our soffit had come loose up by the top of our roof. So in the past, we had bats in our attic. And so my husband called my brother, and he came over, and they filled up the soffit, but I was worried because we didn't know how long it was open, and we didn't know if any bats got in. Well, we found out last night that they did, because we had one flying around our bedroom all night long. Ooh. It eventually went down to our main floor, and we didn't know where it went. So we went in we have lots of bedrooms, so we went in a different bedroom and shut the door. And then this morning I was opening my drapes, and it fell down behind my couch. It was like sleeping. It fell out with its arms out. I called the bat guy. He told me, cover it up with a thing, and then just slide cardboard out it and take it outside. So it's outside. And now we've sealed up every hole in our upstairs. We have an attic fan, but the louvers aren't up right now. So my husband taped it up with Gorilla Tape, and we're hoping we don't get another bat tonight, because he said they usually come in pairs. Up from 2 o'clock in the morning till almost 5, trying to get rid of that bat. And it's scary to hear a bat flying around in your room, I'll tell you. It's not fun, but we survived. So we sorted it. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is, for this recipe, we need some fresh fruit. And I've done it with strawberries, blueberries. It's such a great time for blueberries. I just rinse these in the Easy Read measuring colander, so there's nothing I have to do to these. The strawberries, I'm going to use our core and more and take out the hulls of each of them, because this works really good for that. And let's just see how that goes. And if you don't have this, obviously, you can just use a knife to cut them off. And then we're going to cut it into slices. And I like showing both of these tools because, and I do have a wastebasket here. I'm not just throwing these on the floor, in case you're wondering. Both these tools will cut things into slices. This is our Egg Slicer Plus, which is perfect for eggs. I've always used it for strawberries or mushrooms. And all you do is sit it on this, there's a little indentation, you push it, and you've got all your strawberries sliced right up. It's great for kids because they can't really hurt themselves with these little wires. This is the quick slice, and this has a lot of little blades, and I don't know how many of you guys have this, but you can do several strawberries or, you know, any zucchini, whatever you want to cut into slices, and you just line up the blades with the little holes, push down, and everything's sliced right away. So you can do a whole bunch at a time. I don't know if you want kids to do that or not, but my granddaughters always love using this one because you can just push it down. They're all sliced through. And now we have our sliced strawberries and berries for when we actually do this. And this is the 10-inch cast iron skillet. This is what we're going to cook the Dutch baby in. There also in the recipe is a little section if you want to do it in the little small ones. You just cut the recipe in half and do one in each. What you do first is you preheat this pan, and actually you're supposed to preheat it at 425, but I'm actually going to just put it in the oven with the with our, if I can figure out a place to put it in there. I'm going to start preheating it now. I'm going to just turn this sideways. We'll have two things in there cooking at one time. That way, you guys don't have to wait all night for me to finish baking things. All right. So the other thing that's perfect with this, and I haven't been showing it a lot at shows because it's been on back order, but it's back. I'm going to show you the whipped cream maker. And you may even have it, I don't know. Do either of you guys have it? The whipped cream maker?
I do.
I bought it for my sister.
You bought
And
it for her?
I bought it for her, but I've used it at her house.
Oh, no, I love it. And I was making whipped cream before parties because I didn't want to show this to people and have them want it and not be able to get it. We had so many things on back order.
I think I make more whipped coffee with it than whipped cream lately,
Oh,
though.
yeah, you make coffee. I forgot about that. Yeah, that would be good. So how do you do that? Tell us how you do that.
Oh, it's 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, 2 tablespoons of hot water, and you just whip it up and you pour it on top of milk.
Wow.
And then you mix it up. So it's really good.
But you whip it in here. You can also do scrambled eggs in here, but I just pour heavy whipping cream up to the line, and then you guys get to watch me work. The recipe for whipping cream calls for a tablespoon of powdered sugar. I always use more. I use 3, which is just about going to use up all my powdered sugar in here. And it really, if you don't put 3 in, it tastes kind of a little bit like butter. And then you just put the cover on and you pump. And I'm going to just, 30 seconds, the longest 30 seconds of your life. Glad I broke my left arm and not my right. A little bit more to go. There. Looks great. Woo.
Yum.
If you guys were here, I'd let you have a taste. If you bought one for your sister, you probably already know.
Yeah.
I just let it sit to the side. And look, I'm at my table and I'm going to show you all the new products because you're here. So first of all, you can already kind of see them. Pampered Chef is coming out with a line of enameled cast iron. This is a 6-quart Dutch oven. So it's like the Le Creuset. It's just Pampered Chef's version. Already used this a couple times. Made a great chicken dish. The cover has little bumps on it. So like if you put a whole chicken in here, it actually bastes it because the liquid comes up, falls back down. It is unbelievably heavy. It's huge. It's 6 quart. These are the only 3 pieces they have. These are they're the casserole bowls. So this is, I think, is 1 quart, and this is 2. And this is what you could do, you know, little casseroles in here. Again, they're enameled. So the difference with enameled cast iron, other than the fact that it's heavy, is you have to wash it by hand. Well, you have to wash all cast iron by hand, but you can't use it under the broiler or on the grill, but you can use it in the oven. And it's really, really pretty. So that's the beginning. Now over here, you're gonna see a couple of different piles of stoneware. And Pampered Chef developed a new kind of stoneware. They listened to people who complained, and actually these cast iron pans aren't going to be available till October 1st. It says so right in our catalog. And neither is the large bar pan. They're coming out with a new large bar pan. But all the unglazed stoneware is now called Stone Fusion. And it looks the same as regular stoneware. The back has a pattern on it, so you know that it's the Stone Fusion. This is a perfect thing for the air fryer. It's got a little handle so you can pull it out. It's like the old toaster oven pan. This is the medium bar pan. Again, they all have this on the back. And then this is the rectangle stone and the loaf pan. Now the difference between Stone Fusion and regular stoneware is this. You can preheat it. So like if you're gonna saute vegetables or make a pizza, you'll see the pizza stones in a minute. You can preheat it up to 500 degrees. You can use it under the broiler, and you can wash it in the dishwasher, which is, you know, I always wash mine by hand. It still gets seasoning and everything, but some people really don't like it that you can't wash it in the dishwasher. These you all can. So they're brand new. They're phasing out the old. And then they also have 3 pizza stones, a personal stone. They all have handles, a medium stone, and a large stone. Again, you can broil stuff on here. You can put it in the dishwasher. It's kind of a cool, they're really, really nice. So that's a big change. They still have all the glazed stoneware. And right now they're staying the way they are. They're not changing them, but maybe someday they will. I guess it depends on how well these are accepted by people, which who knows. So there's a couple other things. We used to have the Easy Accent Decorator, and they're bringing it back.
That's what my sister's getting this year.
It now has a metal push thing, so it won't break off like the old one. And it comes with all these, oops, I dropped them on the floor. Everyone is so excited about this. Comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different heads for decorating. So really, really excited about that. My son-in-law is an engineer, and his wife was using this and that broke, and he said, "That's poorly engineered." And I said, well, whatever. So Easy Access Decorator is back. And then this is a really, really, really cool cake pan. It's called the Numbers and Letters pan. So you can actually bake cakes in the shape of numbers or letters, and it tells you how to do it using little parts that come with it. So you could do, you know, like for ages, you could do 2 numbers or 2 letters. I was thinking about making a cake in this for this, but I haven't yet. But it comes with all the pieces, and it tells you exactly how to do it. It's pretty cool, and it's a blue on the other side, like all of our bakeware. These are for the deluxe air fryer. They're skewers. So you can do several, I didn't even get them out of the bag yet, but you can, they have 2 ends. They fit on the rotisserie part of the air fryer. You put 1 skewer in a little hole, and you can do a whole skewer. You can do, let's see, how many skewers are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 skewers of something in the air fryer if you want to. And it's got the post to put them on. Haven't used them yet. Another thing they're bringing back is a kitchen scale. Our old one, I use for mail still, but this one, it comes with a battery, and it comes with tare, which means that if you wanted to weigh something in a vessel, you first weigh the vessel, then hit tare, and it will only weigh what's in it. So works great if you're looking for portions and things like that. Over here are all the new pizza stones, and those will all be available in September. And then they came out, this is our Roundup from the Heart product. There's silicone and wood utensil set, a spoon, a pasta spoon, and I guess you'd call it a spatula. These, when you buy this set, they donate money to Feeding America. So, and they're really pretty. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but they're gorgeous. Really strong. And then last but not least, I still have one more thing over by my thing. These are going to be so popular this winter. These are insulated serving bowls. So you can't put these in the microwave or the dishwasher, but if you put hot potatoes in here, it keeps them hot for 2 hours. And it has a cover that just sits on the side like that. So this is a 2-quart size, and this is the 1-quart size. In reading the directions the first time we put potatoes in this one, we realized it says to put hot water in it for 5 minutes before you put your hot food in there, but it keeps food hot for a really long time. So they have a silicone base, but they're going to be great for Thanksgiving. I told my husband, he always likes to make mashed potatoes, but he always has to wait until I'm done with everything. I said, you can mash potatoes anytime now because they'll stay hot as long as we put them in these bowls. So the only other thing that's—
Carol,
Yeah,
are the covers glass or plastic?
they're plastic. And you have to wash them by hand.
Okay.
They have a silicone seal around them. And if you guys were here, I would let you touch them and feel them. I know you can't, but they're pretty cool. They clean up really easy because of the shiny stainless steel, but they're cool. The other thing is, there's 2 other new things. The Enrichables, which we've had sell in boxes, are now coming in bigger packets with a scoop, and they tell you, you know, what you can add. So when you get a subscription, or if you just want to buy one, you get a little scoop and this. So, oh, and I forgot something over here. So I'm gonna get my cart to roll. Back. Oh, those oatmeal things smell really good. This is really cool too. This is a scoop and serve. So what this is cool for, what they've actually shown it with, is lasagna. You know how when you cut lasagna and then you try to get it out of the pan, it always kind of falls all over? It stays right in here. So you can scoop it out, dump it on a plate, get your next serving, and you don't have a big mess. So it's a scoop and serve. And it matches all the other stainless steel things. All right, so now we're gonna go over, and I'm gonna see how much, I think I'll have a couple minutes left. So I'm gonna go over to the oven here. Got 1 minute. I don't know how you tell these are done, so let's. Oh, until the oats are golden brown. I'll see if they're golden brown. Not quite. No, they're getting there. Okay, so I'm going to bump this up to 425. Give it, as soon as it's done, we're gonna get, you missed my scoop and serve.
I'm sorry. I had a phone.
No, it's okay. I just want you to see it. So this is new. I went right by it. This is for like they mainly showed it with lasagna. So like normally when you scoop out lasagna, it falls all over. It just stays in here. So you can scoop it out, dump it on the plate, and not have this huge mess of
Right.
falling off. So that's something new as well.
Okay.
The other thing I'm bringing back, which I'm going to use in just a second, is we used to have an apple corer. This is our new apple corer. It's totally different. And I have a Granny Smith apple here that we're going to use when we get those oatmeal things out of the oven. So you just stick it over the core, push down, and when you're done, you just drop the core out. There it is. So core and apple, really nice. I'd like to go in there again because I kind of went sideways. There we go. So quick, easy way to core an apple. And I think oh, these are looking good. So I'm going to show them to you. So they didn't rise up a lot, but here they are. They're kind of brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them sit for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to use the boat press on a couple of them. So let's just set the timer for 5. You guys have any questions about anything so far? Okay, I'm going to tell you a couple other things that Pampered Chef is doing. This is our new catalog for the fall, so they have all the stoneware on the front. There's a couple new programs that they're coming out with. Like I already mentioned, the Enrichables are changing a little, but I'm really excited about this. They are adding a new program called Taste Buds. So if you ever wanted to try our spices, Taste Buds is a, you can do a subscription, and what it is you get 3 seasonings every month, and enough for 2 to 4 recipes. 3 exclusive recipes. They're not recipes that have ever been around at Pampered Chef. They're developed especially for this program, and additional spice uses, and then online access. You can do a month-to-month thing. You can do a 3-month prepaid or a 6-month prepaid. We're all kind of excited about this because it's a great way to get recipes in the house, especially now when everybody's cooking more. So that's called Taste Buds. It opens up in September, but the first shipments won't be till October. So if you're interested in that, when we come out with a catalog, you can do that. The other thing, there's a couple new things for hosts that are kind of cool. Starting in September, there's going to be a 3-party booking bonus. So anyone who has a party, if they get 3 bookings and they hold, if the bookings, you know, once they're done, each of the person has their show, the host gets a $50 credit added to her account. She can use it anytime. She can use it on a party. She can use it to order stuff online, or she can use it for whatever she wants to use it for, you know? So that's kind of a cool thing for the host benefits. So what I'm gonna do now that those are out and I'm waiting for the 5 minutes, is we're going to make the little, I'm gonna just chunk this up and put it in the manual food processor. And we're gonna just chunk up the apple. The recipe that I'm gonna give you calls for, if you decide to do this with this, it calls for 2 Granny Smith apples, but I'm not gonna make every one of them into a boat. So I've got the manual food processor. Probably should cut that a little smaller. And we're going to add we're going to add another tablespoon of brown sugar. Actually, I only use half of that because I'm not. So I'll use a teaspoon and a half. So I'm not doing 2 apples. And honey in here makes it harder. All right, and we also need a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. That's all we're gonna do, and we're gonna just mash it together. And it's just gonna make a little special, we need a 1/4, not an 1/8. There we go. And oops, can't even see what I'm doing. Oh, I got something stuck. Apples are a little harder to char. There. Chunk them up. I just put them all in. I'm going to add more. Just a little filling we're going to put in. Look at that. That's nice. Put a couple more pieces in. They're all covered with brown sugar. Cinnamon. All right. I'll bump these up in a minute. I got about 18 seconds before that goes out. So what I'm going to do now is take this pan out. So the way this recipe works is you preheat the pan first. So it's up to 425. You just put it in there when you start it. You can't see it. Hold on a minute. So the pan is hot. And all I'm going to do is pour this. Oh, before I do that, I have to take 4 tablespoons of butter and just throw them in 1 tablespoon at a time. And they're going to melt because it's a hot pan. I'm going to swirl it around. So you guys can see that? It's hot. And as soon as this is out of the way, we'll use our, we're just waiting until the butter is melted. Which looks pretty good. And now I'm going to pour the batter in. And this puffs way up. It's really, really pretty when it's done. Now I'm going to put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. With these, because it is very hot. Right in the oven. set it for 20. So what do you guys like so far of the new products? Anything intriguing to you?
So the
I like the scale.
Scale's cool. I'm gonna push this down. So basically you just push it down and make a little dent in it. I'm gonna do about half of them that way. And once they all come out, and you can do this with brownies too. There's nothing better than brownies with a dent in them filled with whipped cream. You can probably do this with whipped cream as well. So I've done about half, and now what I typically do with brownies after they sat for 5 minutes is I just put our stackable cooling rack in, upside down, and hope that they fall right out. Because usually they do. Well, some of them did. And if they don't, a couple of them didn't. I'm gonna grab my, let's grab my little, so they're nice and brown on the bottom. Most of the ones I push down in don't want to come out, so we're just gonna loosen them up a little. We also have a cake releaser that will work. They didn't really stick into here, so now we're just gonna tip them over. They all fell out. One fell on the floor. And the second rule. Okay, so I have these cute little sandwich things. And now we're going to take the ones that have the hole in them. I'll eat that one. It fell on the floor. And we're going to put the apple filling in. We've got a lot of crunched up apples. I'm just going to use one of our, just put a little pile on each one. And obviously, if you were going to freeze these, I don't know if you guys can see that. If you were going to freeze these, you probably wouldn't fill them with apples, but you could do it after you got them out. But I'm thinking that the whipped cream would work really good in these also. So we have the Granny Smith apples with the skin on. And they're kind of cute little. So these are the boats, the oatmeal boats, and these are just the little oatmeal snacks that you can reheat. You can heat them up in the microwave. You could reheat them in an air fryer if you have them. Obviously, you could actually throw them all in a bag. You could do that with, you could also do that with like meatloaf or thing like that if you wanted to. So there is our little meal for that. And all we have to do now is wait. Oh no, I want to show you the new recipe I got for the blender. So we're gonna roll all the way over here to the cooking blender. So there's a lot of different things you can do in this. You can make soup, you can make jams, but my daughter was here in July and she brought me this recipe for a frozen coconut mojito. And I'll actually post that. If you like mojitos, usually they have big chunks of mint in them. This is like, it's like ice cream. You can either use it with rum or without rum. She made them for the kids without rum, and for the adults, we had rum. So the recipe that I have is for 2 servings, and what you need is cream of coconut, which you can get at any store. You need 4 ounces, which is basically is about half a cup. So this is different than coconut milk. It's more creamy. This is what it looks like. So we got 4 ounces of that, 4 ounces of coconut rum, which adds up to 8 ounces in my little measure-all cup, and 2 ounces of fresh lime juice. So for that, so I'm just doing it right here in the measure-all cup. I'm gonna add it all at one time. I'm gonna cut the lime in half. Usually it takes 3 to get about 2 ounces, but we wanna get this up to 10 ounces. So I'm just squeezing, nice if you guys can see it, squeezing the lime with a citrus press. Cut side down. Well, it didn't go up too high. Maybe I'll need both halves of this one. These are pretty little limes. So we're gonna do and this is really refreshing, and you can make it any way you want, actually. I like drinks with lime in them. I'm gonna actually need another one to get up to 10 ounces. So I'll do one more over here. And this doesn't really have much to do with brunch, but it's just a nice. So we're gonna go up here. That pretty much got us up to 10 ounces. Get the rest in there. So all I'm gonna do now is dump this into the cooking blender. We're not cooking it though. We're just going to custom blend it with ice. So we add this ingredient, and it smells really good with the lime. And then in our herb keeper, I have fresh mint, and all you need for this is 8 mint leaves. So I'm just gonna take some out. They're down in water. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 leaves. And now I just need 4 cups of ice. So I'm gonna go get that in my ice maker. So that's how simple this is. Put the cover on. Plug it in. Always helpful to plug it in. Turn it on. And if you've seen it before, it doesn't work unless you have it locked in. We're going to do custom blend, and I'm just going to set it at 9. So when you turn it on, there's a little number that blinks. I'm just going to turn it up to 9. And it's going to take probably less than a minute to do this. We're just going to, so pardon the noise. Here it goes. That was 28 seconds, 30 seconds. So look at how it ends up. You don't see pieces of mint or anything in it. And it's very refreshing. I never was a rum person, but this is really pretty good. So when you're done, I'm gonna actually put this in the refrigerator so it stays cold, but probably best to serve it right away. But it's like mint ice cream. So there you go. Just kind of a fun recipe. I'm gonna put it in here to keep it cold. On those really hot days we had some really hot days last week. Really we tried making it one time. So rolling back around in my kitchen. I want to give you an idea of what this Dutch baby looks like. Can you guys see it in there? I don't know if they're not. It's way up. Kind of like, we're going to let it cook a little bit longer until it's a little brown, and then we're going to turn the temperature down for about 5 minutes and cook it at 350. Right now it's at 425. All right. You don't have to do that if you do it in the little thing. So, and I have extra honey and extra everything here, but keep that. Do you guys have any questions about anything? So I'm going to, this is my recipe for lemon blueberry pancakes. And I will send that. When the Dutch baby comes out, I'm going to have a different, I'm going to move these to the side. And we're going to put that right on here because it's really hot. Then we'll just pour the fruit on and dollop it with whipped cream. So, who's made something really good lately in their kitchen? Of you two, because no one else is going to answer. Something.
I made a roasted strawberry banana bread a couple days ago.
Roasted? You roasted the strawberries?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds.
You dice them and roast them for 20 minutes, and then it just really brings out the flavor. Because, you know, like strawberries now are at their peak of flavor, but still, when you roast them, it really brings it out.
What do? Do you just roast them, slice them, or you leave them?
I diced them, yeah.
And then roast them at how long?
20 minutes.
At like?
350 maybe?
Wow, that sounds awesome.
And then just put it in the banana bread. It's a Skinny Taste recipe. I don't know if you ever do Skinny Taste. Yeah. And actually, I don't like nuts in banana bread. I would much rather have strawberries. So that would be great. And I got some more bananas. So after these oatmeal cups are done, that sounds awesome. So now I can make it in my new stoneware loaf pan. Woohoo! So yeah. So we're gonna, I think what I'm gonna do is, we got a couple more. We'll let it puff up. Tracy, I didn't hear anything that you've made lately that you like.
I just made chocolate zucchini bread, but I can't top the roasted strawberry bread.
Oh, that sounds really
that
good.
sounds really good.
It really does.
I'll have to look up that recipe.
This is our newest season's best, and we did try this recipe. This is, it's chicken legs and thighs, and you make it in the Dutch oven with fresh thyme, fresh spinach. It has lemon pepper rub and wine, and then you can serve it over potatoes or rice or whatever, but it is amazing. And it has bacon in it. Yes, you first saute bacon, and then that's your sauce. Oh, it was awesome. It's better warmed up too, I think. But there's a lot of great recipes in here. And that comes out on, well, it's out now, but September 1st. They got a lot of new recipes for the blender, like cauliflower. Well, no, that's for the rock crock. They have a carrot ginger soup that we made the other night, and it's delicious. Carrots, fresh ginger. There's really no cream or anything in it. It's just fresh carrots and fresh ginger and water, salt. Really, really a great soup too. So I'm just excited about all the different recipes there are. So would either of you guys want one of our new catalogs? Because I'd be happy to mail you one.
I would love one.
Good, because I think there's some great new products in there, and you can look it over and, you know, just see. I do have one other secret thing. Since you two are the only people on here, In September, I don't know what the October whole special is. In September, it's 60% off anything, so you can get whatever you want. In October, though, Pampered Chef is shifting. They are redoing their whole shipping, which is pretty amazing. So you guys are the first to know this. Starting October 1st, any order from, even the host order, it used to be like the host only paid $5.25, but any host order or person's order, or if I order, you know, supplies, up to $149, it's $7.95, which is just a little bit more than the post office charges for 3 catalogs. But over 150, shipping is going to be free forever.
Wow.
Free. So I just had a lady last night put an order on my website, a $200 order, and she paid $42 for shipping. She won't have to do that starting in October.
Wow, that's nice.
We're all really excited about that. You know, I'm hoping I get some shows in November or September, but October is going to be really cool. But the book, and then they're coming out with another new program in January where if you are a host that doesn't want all the host benefits, you can share them with your guests. And they haven't even explained how that's going to work. I don't know. But you guys are in the know because you were here tonight. And I suppose anybody that watches this recording might hear it, but I don't know who does. So, but I never know who watches this. But I'm ready to get the Dutch baby out because I want you guys to see that. Because I think it looks really awesome. It's pretty. Look at that. It's unbelievable. So it kind of falls down when you take it out of the oven a little bit, but we'll just throw our berries and then I'll do a picture, just throw some strawberries, some blueberries if you want to throw, if you have raspberries, you can do that. They're not roasted strawberries, but they're gonna kind of roast because it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
Throw it in there and then dollop some whipped cream that we did. And it's really a pretty dessert. It also could be a good breakfast or brunch dish because you can cut it into pieces, you know, and it's really better hot than anything. So you want to serve it right away. But there it is. So we have that. We have our oatmeal boats. I have no idea how these taste. I can give you an opinion after we're done, but I really don't know. So we'll probably have to reheat them because they're pretty cool now. But if they're worth making, I'll let you know. Do you guys have any other questions? I have both your addresses, obviously. I will send this to you. I appreciate you guys being on here. We are now going into quarantine. That's why I'm doing this way, because we're leaving at the end of next week to go down to Florida. We're going to drive to see my new granddaughter who was in the NICU for 47 days. So I won't be doing a cooking class for the next couple of weeks, but I hope to add one in September again. But I might just post some things about the new products and things like that. So thank you, ladies, for both being on here. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. I'm going to do the Dutch baby, the oatmeal boats, or the oatmeal, whatever they call them, oatmeal cups, and the lemon blueberry pancakes. And then I also have a really good recipe it is called a ham and cheese casserole, and you actually layer hash browns on like a bar pan, and then you chop up ham and cheese and eggs, and you pour it over the top, put some green onions and tomatoes over the top that are all chopped up. It's a really good breakfast casserole.
That sounds amazing.
It's really good. And it's great for company, and you can cut it into squares, and it's easy to eat and easy to reheat. So that is tonight's recipe. So thank you guys for being on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you were here, I'd offer you a mojito, whatever. But,
I'll be right there.
okay. I know.
All right.
Yeah, this is great. So this is all there is to it. So thank you, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I will get a catalog out to you this week.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks. Looking forward to the recipes.
Oh, good. I will post them. If I don't get them up there tonight, it'll be tomorrow in the morning, but I'll get them up. So,
Okay.
all right. Thanks.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.